stop the process. SpongeBob ran out of his house. Patrick, he called out, we're going to do the greatest thing we have ever done. Are we going to look at my rock? Asked Patrick. No, said SpongeBob. We're going to start our very own newspaper. What's a newspaper? Patrick asked. It's a piece of paper with information and stories and events. SpongeBob explained. We'll write the articles and take pictures. Okay, but I get to name it, said Patrick. How about Newsreader made up by SpongeBob and Patrick? Here's a camera, said SpongeBob. Go all over Bikini Bottom and take pictures of amazing things. Gotcha, said Patrick. What are you going to do? SpongeBob smiled. I'm going to interview one of the most fascinating subjects in town. SpongeBob interviewed his pet snail Gary. Now, Gary, may I call you Gary? Asked SpongeBob. Meow, said Gary. Thanks, said SpongeBob. Do you enjoy living for the delightful SpongeBob SquarePants? Meow, said Gary. SpongeBob giggled. I knew it. Now tell me, is he the best fry cook you know? Meow, said Gary. Wow, thanks again. Okay, last question. Do you love him as much as he loves you? Asked SpongeBob. Meow, said Gary. Patrick ran off to take pictures. Suddenly he saw his rock. Wow, look at this amazing rock, he cried. I got to take a picture of this. I never see anything like it. Say cheese, please. The next morning, SpongeBob and Patrick stood on the corner and downtown Bikini Bottom holding out copies of their newspaper. Extra, extra, read all about it, shouted SpongeBob. Gary comes clean in shocking interview, Patrick yelled, and in the same issue, the amazing rock. But no one bought a newspaper. Everyone just walked by. Why won't anyone buy a newspaper? SpongeBob wondered aloud. They must be rock haters, said Patrick. Hey, Squidward, said SpongeBob. I bet you came here to buy a copy of our brand new newspaper. No, said Squidward. I came here to laugh at you little poops. You have to pay me to read that stupid newspaper. Okay, here's $1, said SpongeBob. Read it and tell us why people aren't buying it. Look, this is boring, said Squidward. Who wants to read about us now or look at the picture of a rock? But it's an amazing rock, said Patrick. Squidward shook his head. People want to read juicy gossip and see embarrassing photos. Of rocks? Asked Patrick. Stop talking about rocks, yelled Squidward. Patrick whispered to SpongeBob. He must be a rock hater too. Squidward is right, said SpongeBob. We got to get the dirt on everyone. Okay, here's my shovel, said Patrick. No, it's not that kind of dirt, Patrick, said SpongeBob. We have to find out everyone's deep, dark secrets. Later that night, SpongeBob and Patrick went to Mr. Krabs' house and peeked in the window. Mr. Krabs was putting dollar bills in little beds and kissing them good night. Sleep tight, my little loves. The next day they spied on Sandy Cheeks. She was hanging her clothes on a clothesline. They spied on Plankton, who was singing a love song to his computer wife Karen. Plankton sang in his deep voice, Karen, my love, you are more beautiful than the freeway since Cincinnati. I love you almost as much as I would love to get the secret recipe to make a Krabby Patty. They even snuck into Squidward's bathroom and spied on him taking a bath and playing his clarinet. The next day, SpongeBob and Patrick was out selling their newspaper. Plankton sings, Plankton sings Plankton sends corny love songs. Sandy jigs his clothes out to dry. Mrs. Krabs kisses his money. Squibber takes baths with her clarinet. They shouted. What are y'all sneaking about taking pictures of me? Sandy demanded. I only kiss me money on Tuesday nights, cried Mr. Krabs. My songs aren't corny, Plankton said, complaining. They are masterpieces of love. This is the invasion of privacy, said Squidward. And you didn't even get my good side. If you can't put something nice, don't put anything at all, said Sandy. Mr. Krabs nodded. Aye, the last is right. It was a main thing to do, lads. I'm sorry, cried SpongeBob. We didn't mean to hurt anybody. We just wanted to save our newspaper. We won't do it anymore. We should have stuck with Hawks, Patrick said, sobbing. We're getting out of the newspaper business, Patrick. We're getting out of the newspaper business, Patrick, said SpongeBob. But what are we going to do with all these newspapers? Patrick asked. SpongeBob snapped his fingers. Don't worry, I got a great idea. Paper hat here, shouted SpongeBob. Come get your paper hat. Hat for sale, yelled Patrick. Perfect for wearing well looking out rocks. SpongeBob laughed. Patrick, I think this is the beginning of a very successful business. The end.